Welcome everyone inside the Dome for another exciting edition of AAC Men's Basketball. Bluefield hosts the Reinhardt Eagles here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Well, everybody, Bailey Engel joined by now Hayden Chanley here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Glad to have you with us. And Hayden, Bluefield winning that game against St. Andrews a couple of days ago, but they welcome in a Reinhardt team that they faced off against in December, lost by 6. And what else is there to say about this Eagles team?
This Eagles team is trending in the wrong direction, actually. They've lost 4 of their last 5, trying to find their way a little bit. And they're going to look for a big road win today and a beautiful day here in Bluefield, Virginia.
Yeah, a little bit warm outside, getting the snow to melt. Michael Mays, we've been talking about it off air, the freshman coming out of Bristol, Tennessee, just down the road. He's been lighting it up for the Eagles, though.
Sensational freshman for the Reinhardt Eagles. He's hit 19 threes in his last 4 games. He can really fill it up. I got a chance to speak with head coach of the Bluefield Rams, Richard Morgan, before the game. He said it's going to be key for his guards to slow the pace down against the Eagles and not let them get off a bunch of threes early.
Well, if you talk about freshmen for Reinhardt, you can't leave out the freshman for Bluefield. Jeremiah Jenkins, the freshman out of Norfolk, Virginia, he has been a star for the Rams as he gets another start today. 19 points per game in his last 6 games.
He's been lighting it up, Bailey. It's going to be key for him to get off to a good start and also get his other teammates involved.
And another thing with Jeremiah Jenkins, just a week ago, his three-point percentage was only 40%. Now it's notched up to 44%. And it's on that game against West Virginia Tech where he scored 22. He did the same thing against that team that came in here a couple of days ago in St. Andrews. Bluefield still, though, has to fight pretty hard because you saw with St. Andrews, they let that game get away from them right there at the end, a team that they likely should have beat by a little bit more than just 7 points.
Absolutely. St. Andrews was coming in struggling. Bluefield took care of business early on, let the game slip away a little bit, but ultimately held on in the end. This is going to be a big opportunity for the Rams to take a big step in claiming one of those top spots in the AAC.
Well, Bluefield coming in at 3rd in the AAC, just behind Allen as well as Union. And if you look at Reinhardt, they're a team that actually defeated Union, the top team in the AAC, by 1 point. So now Bluefield going up against a team that does have some quality wins, but hasn't really been able to string a bunch of them together. So Michael Mays joined by Melvin Irvin on the floor right now, as well as Cody Carden, the junior from Dalton, Georgia. And then on the other side, the Rams going with David Tripp, Taekwon Reed, another player to watch out for, Jorge Concepcion back into the starting lineup consistently, as well as Donnell Gooch going to get the start at center for the Rams. David Tripp making a rare start for Bluefield as well, the junior coming out of Connecticut, and Jeremiah Jenkins will be the primary point guard. Rams wearing the white, and now it looks like Reinhardt wearing the maize and blue, looking like Michigan coming into this one.
Sponsored by Jordan and everything there, Bailey.
Exactly like them. So Gooch and Melvin Irvin just about ready to go. Ball in the air, tipped in the hands of Jorge Concepcion, and we are underway in Bluefield. Bailey Engel and Hayden Chanley, we're happy to have you here. I'm passing the left wing, Taekwon Reed with a hard head fake. Oh, Reed, a guy that can get it done from beyond the arc as well, as Jenkins feeds Concepcion right corner. Steps into a triple. Good.
Money!
Great way to start the game for Bluefield, up 3-0. And for Jorge Concepcion, he's a guy that's not afraid at all to shoot the long 3.
Leader in scoring for the Rams. It's going to be key for him to have a good game today, Bailey.
There's Dwight Sanders, feed on the left side, miss on the tray ball from Cody Carden on the putback, tipped in the air, and finally hauled in by Donnell Gooch. Jeremiah Jenkins on an all-out sprint, passes left side. Concepcion launches a tray.
Money!
Make that 2 of 2.
Good start for the Rams, Bailey.
6-0, Rams on top. And Concepcion starting to feed into the student section as well. On the left side, here comes Dwight Sanders. Oh, here, Reinhardt going against this Bluefield team in a man-to-man. Long 2, rims out, and tipped into the hands on the left side by Corey Tobin. His 3 no good from the corner as well, and finally tipped into a rebound by David Tripp. Taekwon Reed going straight to the rim, swings out right side. Jenkins with the 3. Good.
Money!
And the Rams are up 9-0. They're all fired up here. 3 threes hit by Concepcion and Jeremiah Jenkins, and a 9-0 run to start the game. We're going to call a timeout here, 18:40 left, and take a break here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Love your energy. You can mix it up a little bit. Great start for Bluefield. Jorge Concepcion with a pair of triples from the left and right wing, and then Jeremiah Jenkins hitting a tray as well. Rams up 9-0, 18:40 left to go, and Reinhardt forced to call a timeout from Jason Gillespie. And Bluefield, when they have those open looks, Hayden, they are definitely going to shoot them. Now they have to get it done on the defensive end. On the left side, swings out up top of the key. 3-ball for Cody Carden. Another miss, but then a rebound. Here's a shot for Mays. He misses from the right corner. Hacked under the basket. No foul called as Jorge Concepcion collided with Cody Carden. Ball went right out of bounds.
Got away with one there maybe, Bailey, but we'll take it.
Oh, definitely that. No call. Now Bluefield in danger of seeing a makeup call on the other end of the floor. They still lead 9-0 here. On top with 18:08. Bounce pass, Jorge Concepcion, and he skies to the rim. Rams getting everything done offensively. Going on the other end, dish in the right corner. Mays sends a triple, rattles out another miss, looking for the rebound. Ingram fighting, and he is fouled on his way up to the basket. Looks like Reinhardt is just getting shot out of the field right here, Hayden. I mean, Bluefield comes in with maybe the most electrifying start they've had all season, and Reinhardt doesn't know what to do with it.
Reinhardt definitely struggling early on. They need to get some easy baskets inside and see if they can't get something going.
Well, Melvin Ingram shooting 1 of 2, and that one rattles out. Ingram, the transfer coming out of Montreat College, a team that Bluefield played earlier on this season, able to win on a buzzer beater last week in Montreat, North Carolina. Well, Reinhardt still looking for their first basket. Bluefield leading 11-0. Ingram bends the knees, shoots, and finally sinks one. So the Rams lead by 10, 11-1. Buzzer sounds, and now a substitution in. Scott Hunt, the guard, will check in for Cody Carden, I should say. Oh, bounce pass into Jeremiah Jenkins. Splitting through that double team, almost lost the ball. Straight across the timeline he goes and backs up. Well, we saw it at Bluefield. They weren't as patient in the first couple of minutes, Hayden, but now it looks like they're starting to slow it down.
Richard Morgan wanting to slow it down, control the tempo, get a good shot on offense, and see if they can score some more and add to this lead.
Oh, Taekwon Reed at the top of the key sends a triple. Yes!
Money!
4 threes in the game already. 14-1. Rams lead by 13. Going on the other end of the floor, and now officials calling a timeout, making sure that this shot clock would get started here, and well, we're not wasting any time with that. 17:23 remaining in the first half. Now a pass in over to Dwight Sanders. Oh, Reinhardt with no answers as of yet as Scott Hunt has the ball on the left wing. Hard zip down low in the left block to Ingram. Powers towards the basket, scoops with the right hand and misses, but he's fouled in the process. That one likely to be on, it seems to be Donnell Gooch. And it will be. So Gooch's first foul. Young man coming out of North Carolina and a transfer from Clarendon College. Rams coming out guns a-blazing here with 4 threes made already, 2 by Concepcion and 1 each from Jenkins as well as Taekwon Reed. That's why they lead 14-1. And Melvin Ingram back to the line. Kind of a stuttering move and sinks it. Well, you said that Reinhardt was trending downwards, unfortunately, and that's a team that actually beat Bluefield back in December. So the Rams starting out fresh in the new semester, and other than that 2-game skid last week, they've been playing their best basketball in the later end of January and now into February.
No doubt about it, Bailey, and I think large due in part to the freshman phenom we mentioned earlier in Jeremiah Jenkins.
Oh, Jenkins, like we said, averaging 19 points per game in the past 6 games. He averages only 11 points per game, so it's been such an upward trend for him. Meanwhile, Melvin Ingram hits the 2 free throws he's given, and Jenkins takes that ball right across midcourt. And Jenkins, one of the more popular players as well, known by his teammates and coaches simply as Flip. Now he launches a tray, swirls out of the cup, rebound Gage Jesbeck. Well, the senior from Richmond, Virginia, sends it back out. David Tripp with a crossover dribble now. Hands over Taekwon Reed. Well, the Rams still working, looking for that open shot. They've been a lot more patient than we've seen in the past couple of minutes. Now Jeremiah Jenkins spins in the right wing, swings in the lane, tipped in the air. The pass is picked away by Scott Hunt. First turnover of the game for Bluefield, looking for the alley-oop. Ingrid puts it on the deck. He's blocked by David Tripp. Picking up the loose ball, Jorge Concepcion. Rams in an all-out sprint, passes left side, and a charge called right there as Jorge Concepcion trucked over Corey Tobin.
Just a little bit out of control there, Bailey.
Yep.
Probably give it up a little bit earlier. Turnover for the Rams.
Right, well, still on the other end, David Tripp, the blocks leader for Bluefield. And this isn't a team that gets a ton of dominance under the basket, but David Tripp does a good job of keeping everyone honest in the low post.
The 6'4" junior from Norwich, Connecticut, really does a good job of protecting the paint. Even at his size, he's the leading shot blocker for the Rams.
And even for Bluefield, they also use him on the perimeter as well. So for David Tripp, he's a guy that not only is a guy to lob down low in the paint, he can shoot the three. Here's Dwight Sanders on the offensive end for Reinhardt, going left to right. Swings out wide to the freshman Michael Mays, coming out of Bristol, Tennessee. On the other side, here comes Scott Hunt. Dribbles inside the lane from the right elbow. Swings out right wing over to Ingram. Hunt with 8 to shoot. Dishes down low to Ingram. Pops from 5 and sinks the baseline jumper. So all 5 points by Reinhardt have been scored by Melvin Irvin.
Second on the team in scoring. That's not surprising, Bailey.
And Jorge Concepcion on the right wing zips top of the key. Jeremiah Jenkins. 15:40 remaining in this first half. Around the arc they go. The Rams have already hit 4 threes. Jenkins with a lob to Jesbeck. Corrals it with one hand and banks it through on the left block.
Great feed inside. And it's important to mention that Jesbeck had one of his better games of the year back on December 10th when these two faced off, as he had 11.
Meanwhile, a steal in the backcourt. Jeremiah Jenkins on fire. He fought the steal and then stepped into the tray. His second of the game. Now it's 19-5. What is going on for Reinhardt? Michael Mays trying to score with the left hand, misses the baseline layup. Rebound Jorge Concepcion. And the Rams, I don't know if it's the student section or what, but they have gotten everything done today, except for that shot from Taekwon Reed as he misses from the free throw line. 14:55 remaining first half, 19-5 the score. Sanders with a Euro step, fouled hard in the lane as he is bumped down into the floor. Got to see who that foul was called on, and it will be on Taekwon Reed. Bluefield with all 3 fouls in this one as Taekwon Reed, actually now 4, goes into the books with his first. 2 shots for Dwight Sanders, though, the senior from Detroit, Michigan. And we've seen Bluefield play a ton of games here before, Hayden, as the free throw swirls out of the cup from Dwight Sanders. The energy they have shown today has been completely different than what we've seen in the last week.
Absolutely. Like you said, Bailey, I don't know if it's the student section or the snow or what it is, but these Rams have come out firing, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah, well, they had 3 days worth of games in a row, and now they get the day off, and they're so fresh coming into this Saturday game. Stan Elms and Naquan Cousins both checking in for the Rams as the shot barrels out, and 2 shots missed by Dwight Sanders. Also into the game, Tyson Campbell for Reinhardt. Lob down to Naquan Cousins, and he is fouled as he jumped in towards the basket. So now he will have 2 shots. We haven't really touched on Naquan Cousins yet, and it's something worth doing for Bluefield. If you watch tape for Cousins, he's not a guy that really racks up a ton of points for Bluefield, but almost undoubtedly he's their best athlete.
The 6'6" sophomore from Raleigh, North Carolina really does it all for the Rams. He's never going to wow you with anything, but he'll rebound, he'll score, he'll do whatever the team needs to benefit.
Probably the best dunker on the team as well, as he swishes the first free throw to give the Rams a 15-point lead at 20-5. Well, Stan Elms into the game as well. Got to watch out for him because recently, especially against WVU Tech and St. Andrews, he's been hitting it from mid-range.
One of his better games back on December 10th as well, as he had a double-double.
Well, he misses the second shot. A double-double for Nelms, trying to search for that here. Taking the ball up now, James Jackson III. Crossover dribble, almost poked loose by Taekwon Reed. At the top of the key, passes left side on to the shooting guard Tyson Campbell. Swings out top of the key, stepping into a tray, Cody Carden. Swish from the top of the arc and makes it 20-8 now. Outlet on the other end, Taekwon Reed puts it on the deck, scoops with a right hand, and scores. Cherry picking there, Hayden, and it works out.
Reed is that slick player, can sneak behind the defense and get it done on the left or right side of the floor.
Here's Jackson III in the right wing. Bluefield trying to force him into a trap. A walk called on Corey Tobin, and now Bluefield able to force another turnover. So Tobin not very excited about that call, the senior from Cartersville, Georgia. All the screaming, everything just working for the Rams. Is this Reinhardt team coming up from Waleska, Georgia? one of the better brands we've seen in the AAC, and actually a football team that we've seen do a lot of things, as they are the runner-ups in NAIA. Tip loose in the first turnover of the game for Bluefield. And now James Jackson corrals the ball across midcourt, going left to right for the Eagles. He kicked the ball loose in the right wing, still has it back as he zips top of the key over to Scott Hunt. Lob in the left wing, and a walk called on the big man, Tyson Campbell from Marietta, Georgia.
Coach Gillespie of the Reinhardt Eagles is really searching right now, trying a couple different lineups, see if he can get his team in a rhythm. So far, it's not working.
And for the Rams, they haven't really mixed it up at all. Jeremiah Jenkins in since the beginning of the game, as is Tyquan Reed. And Jorge Concepcion, the only mix-up has been with a big man, his Cousins and Stan Nelson, that both came off the bench. 22-8, Rams on top by 14, 13:35 remaining. Zip in the left corner, Stan Nelms, hard step in the lane, hooks with a right hand and misses. Tipping for the rebound, finally corralled by Jeremiah Jenkins, and Stan Nelms just with a volleyball play to keep that alive. Reed jumps for three, misses off the front end of the rim, and an ugly three taken by the young man from Raleigh, North Carolina. Crossover dribble, James Jackson pops from 17, misses as Naquan Cousins went up in the air to get that rebound. Well, we've seen some fast basketball here, finally coming to a halt as Jenkins feeds Cousins. Hard head fake down the baseline, zips out left corner, and a charge drawn as Cousins trucked into the lane and bumped into Cody Carden.
And, you know, he left his feet there before he wanted to make the pass. Defender slid right over, took the charge. Well done by the Reinhardt defense.
Nothing going for Reinhardt yet, though. Finally getting some defensive prowess there. There's now the Rams set up in a zone defense. Taking the ball across. Here's James Jackson jogging in the left wing. Olatunji Ibafimi in for the first time, as well as Nick Stady. Now a long three for Tobit, front rim, and the Nigerian pulled down the board. Well, they're just trying to get something going with that pro-link jumper. He couldn't get it. Crossover dribble. Jeremiah Jenkins, foot on the line, long two, rattles home. Jenkins from the right wing, getting it done with just a few feet inside the perimeter. Now it's 24-8.
Bailey, he's as smooth as the other side of the pillow.
Well, you know, with Jeremiah Jenkins, he has been getting it done offensively. That time, though, not defensively, as Cody Carden drills it from long range. So for that, Jeremiah Jenkins, he now has 8 points. Pass on the right side. Ibafimi lets it fly. Back iron miss. And a rebound for Corey Tobin. Well, Bluefield not trying to get greedy here. Now, looks like Reinhardt will try to fight back in this one. Stepping into the lane and fouled is Cody Carden. Now a whistle, and looks like a couple of substitutes coming in. Gage Jesbeck will check in for the Rams. Freshman Michael Mays back in, as well as Melvin Irvin. And the point guard, Dwight Sanders. It'll be an inbounds pass for Carden. Just now joining us, Rams started out this game with an 11-0 run. Pass on the right side, Irvin underhands back over to Carden. Steps in the lane, swings out Sanders. Pump fake and draws a foul. And a heads-up play by Dwight Sanders as Ibafimi came in, almost tackled the point guard, and drawing that contact, he just sent the ball up in the air to make it a shooting foul. So he will have 2 shots at the line.
Veteran move there by the senior, looking to get himself going at the free throw line as he leads Reinhardt in scoring for the year.
Well, you really see that happen a lot in the NBA now. I mean, James Harden for Houston almost steps into contact every time and then finds a way to get the ball up. Meanwhile, Dwight Sanders hits the first free throw. "12 minutes remaining in the first half, 24-12. Dwight Sanders threads the ball through, shoots, and scores again. 24-13 the score with a flat 12 minutes remaining. Jeremiah Jenkins has not exited the game for the Rams. Stan Nelms has played for a long time as well as he zips into the backcourt. Jenkins jogs the ball right in front of the near sideline. Rams lead by 11. They started out an 11-0 run. Nelms pops with a mid-range and sinks it off the glass, using a UCLA style to get that ball in. Getting it off the backboard. Now on the other end, Rams lead by 13, and a foul called on Bluefield as it appeared that Carden was trying to go inside, and a foul called on Jorge Concepcion.
Yeah, just a silly reach there. You know,
right.
No need for that.
Well, it just needs a breather as Jeremiah Jenkins as well as Concepcion are relieved. And now that is the team's 8th foul. Sean Robinson in, and a 1-and-1 coming up for Cody Carden. Shoots with a right hand and swishes to make it 26-14. Rams still up by 12, though. 11:34 remaining in the first half. Now Carden with a couple of bounces, eyeing that rim. Fires, and he sinks both with a 1-and-1. 26-15 the score in front of a packed crowd here at the Dome. Maybe one of the louder atmospheres we've had. DeJuan Perry from Detroit, Michigan feeds Ibafimi left corner, lobs on the left block. Gage Jesbeck backs in towards the paint, spins, lost the ball, and it's picked away by Tobin. Here comes Dwight Sanders rushing towards the basket, scoops with a right hand and elevates towards the rim with the layup. Now down to a 9-point lead. Reinhardt back in it. Sean Robinson, the young small point guard coming out of North Carolina, feeds up top to DeJuan Perry. Ibafimi getting some playing time here. We haven't seen him as much in the past couple of games. Nelms with a turnaround jumper, back iron, miss. Tipped into the hands of Dwight Sanders. Rams still up 26-17, 10:54 remaining. Underhands over to Tobin, who's now trading the ball around the perimeter. Dwight Sanders matched up on Sean Robinson, bumping with some contact, and a foul called on Robinson. That'll be his first in the team 9th.
Yeah, they'll go to the line for a 1-and-1. And Bailey, the next foul, they're shooting 2 shots the rest of the way, and we've got 10:45 left remaining in the first half.
Wow. A lot of offense we've seen so far, and with that comes a decent amount of fouls. Rams up by 9, and Dwight Sanders going back to the line again. He's made a couple of trips, and now shooting the first of a 1-and-1. Well, he hits that one to make it an 8-point game now at 26-18. So Sanders, now he has 5 points. Still eyeing that rim in the blue jersey. Rams have a couple of big men down low. And Gage Jesbeck and Stan Nelms fires the second shot and rattles it in. Now Reinhardt fighting back, making it a 7-point game. Now Rams started out with an 11-0 run, and Reinhardt finally woke up. 10:35 remaining in the first half. DeJuan Perry in the left wing crosses over to Taekwon Reed, who has a couple of threes. Swings over to Sean Robinson, top of the arc. Feeds Perry left corner. Skates down the baseline, spins back out to Robinson. Steps into a triple, misses, tipped in the air. Nelms tried to dunk it. Perry wrestling for the ball, and now a tie-up forced. And it will go to Reinhardt. Bluefield starting to slow it down, but you really couldn't expect them to fire just as much as they did in that first minute.
A little bit of a dry spell here for the Rams. It's going to be key to get, when they get the ball back on offense, getting a good set, get an easy shot, see if they can't get some points in the paint.
Well, going the other end, a bounce pass into Dwight Sanders. 26-19, 10-17 left to go in the first half. Taekwon Reed meets Sanders at midcourt, and a pass on the left side over from Michael Mays. Matched up with Sean Robinson in the zone. Passes up top to Dwight Sanders, bouncing now with 15 on the shot clock. Hard bounce to Irvin, misses the layup at first, and then it goes in through the back iron. Makes it now 26-21, cut down to a 5-point game as the Rams have started to fall asleep just a tad bit. 9:50 in the first half. DeJuan Perry, a crossover dribble, drives on the right side, goes for the layup, and scores with the foul. And one, as Perry was hacked early, carried on the play, and finally got the basket to fall for the Rams.
Great move there from the 6'6" sophomore from Detroit, Michigan. Let's see if he can go to the line, capitalize on the old-fashioned three-point play.
Really, though, something to look at is that is just the first foul for Cody Carden. That is only the second foul overall for Reinhardt in the entire first half.
Unbelievable.
Ball bounces in for DeJuan Perry to make it 29-21. Swing up top, Michael Mays, as he pops a long triple. Misses on the left side, bouncing into the baseline, and the Rams will get it back. Lead back to 8 for the Rams, 9:37 left. Just now joining us, Bailey Engel and Hayden Shanley. Happy to have you here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Big couple of days for the Rams. They have today's contest against Reinhardt, trying to avenge a 6-point loss they had in December. And then on Monday, they go up against Milligan as DeJuan Perry backs out near the left corner. Kicks up top, Taekwon Reed. Chest pass right side, Sean Robinson. 9:20 left to go in the first half. Crossover dribble, shoots for 3, back iron miss. Loose ball, corralled by Gage Jesbeck, the big man, muscling out the board as he kicks it out over to Taekwon Reed. Passes right wing, Stan Nelms storms towards the basket, scoops and fouled, and he will go to the line for 2 shots. So a good rebound there for Gage Jesbeck. He's a guy, if you don't see him here in the hard court gym, he's always in the weight room. And I mean, if you go to the Bluefield Community Center, Gage Jesbeck is always there.
Standing 6'7", Bailey, you'd think this guy's playing on the football team.
Right.
You know, he's a force to be reckoned with in the paint for the Bluefield Rams, and he's a big asset for them down low.
Well, Stan Nelms misses the first free throw. Jeremiah Jenkins checks back in. And Jesbeck, one of the bigger guys, he can also shoot threes for Bluefield. And David Tripp likely to check in as well if Stan Nelms is able to hit this free throw. Nelms follows with a right hand swish. And the lead is back to 9. So David Tripp checks in for Stan Nelms after scoring his first points of the game. Or now for Nelms, rather, that's his first free throw sank the game. And Tripp back in for Bluefield as a lower threat. Here's Dwight Sanders, bounces right side over to Tobin with the ball over his head, trying to find someone to pass it to. Sanders with a bounce down to Irvin. Skies with a right hand and misses the hook shot. Foul called on Gage Jesbeck. And now, just like Hayden warned, it's the 10th foul for Bluefield. So now in the double bonus, here comes Reinhardt shooting 2 anyway on the shooting foul.
Irvin's a big body down low. You know, Jesbeck matches up with him, but at 6'5", 240, Irvin takes advantage of his size there, goes through the defender, and he gets rewarded with 2 free throws.
So Irvin already with 7 points, trying to make it 9 here. Always very deliberate on the free throw attempts, and he sinks the first one to make it 30-22. Clock is stopped at 8:52 in the first half. Now Irvin with a long breath. Rams started out this game on fire with an 11-0 run. And Irvin takes his time, skies the shot, and misses front rim. So he hits 1 of 2 and a rebound pulled by Taekwon Reed. Jeremiah Jenkins back in the game as the point guard for the Rams. Here's DeJuan Perry, though, jogs it over to Taekwon Reed in the right wing. Lob in the right block, Gage Jesbeck. Backing in towards Melvin Irvin, zips out right wing, Jeremiah Jenkins. Returns Jesbeck right block. Spins it back out to Jenkins, right corner. 11 to shoot, pops up 15-footer, and misses. Rebound on the basket by Cody Carden. Well, Bluefield still leading by 8.5 minutes remaining before halftime. Dwight Sanders out of a trap, elbowing down the baseline, no foul called, and swings it out left wing Irvin. Lobs it over to Sanders, spins towards the basket, swings out right side, Tobin. Dishes over on the side, Carden for 3, misses, and a rebound for David Tripp. So odd that Tobin didn't take the 3, Carden missed on the second chance. Meanwhile, Reed pops a tray and swirls it home.
Money.
Foot was not on the line, 33-22. 7:55 left to go in the first half. One arm pass in the left wing. Top of the key, shot over to Corey Tobin. Well, Bluefield looking for a way to really keep those threes going. Taekwon Reed now with 2 as the Rams lead by 11. Feed up top, Irvin, the big man, sends a tray and uses the bank. Now 33-25. Rams still up by 8 though, but a rare shot for the big man from Melvin Irvin.
Seniors from Reinhardt trying to will their team back into this game.
And Bluefield using with a little bit more youth as Jeremiah Jenkins, the freshman point guard. Taekwon Reed, step back triple, line drive miss, tipped in the air, and finally hauled in by Tobin. So the Rams still up by 8, 7-12 remaining in the first half as Sanders feeds over to Tobin. Around the arc they go. Here's Carden in the left corner. One arm pass to Sanders, launches a tray. Back iron, tipped into the hands of David Tripp, and a foul called. It looks like on Corey Tobin. 7:02 remaining first half. Rams lead 33-25. The buzzer sounds. Tyson Campbell checks back in, and it looks like Jason Gillespie will use a new platoon here as T.A. Sullivan is into the game for the first time, as well as he is joined by James Jackson and Marshall Dunn. Now in the backcourt, Jorge Concepcion returns to the game. Has a couple of threes already. Overheads over to David Tripp, who finally crosses the timeline. Jeremiah Jenkins walking towards the logo as he has it on the far side. 6:50 remaining first half. Jenkins, crossover dribble, passes on the right block. Jesbeck backs in towards, spins, misses the bank shot. Perry wrestling for the rebound. Loose ball under the basket. And a kickball timeout, or rather a timeout called by Reinhardt with 6:40 remaining. Bluefield up by 8, 33-25 over Reinhardt. 6:40 remaining in the first half. It will be an inbounds pass for Reinhardt. They're down to Bluefield, 33-25. Rams relying on the shots of Jeremiah Jenkins, who has 8 points, and then Melvin Irvin with 11 for Reinhardt. Taking the ball across, it's Jackson the third as he shuffles towards the left wing. Pass intended for Marshall Dunn, tipped out of bounds by David Tripp. Well, Reinhardt coming into this game at 13-11, 8-7 in the AAC, and the Rams at 13-8, 9-5 in the AAC, trying to move up the conference ranks. Already at third in the conference now behind Allen as well as Union. Hard zip inside, tipped over to Marshall Dunn. He passes on the right end. Long three, no good, intended by Scott Hunt. Rebound, no, for T.A. Sullivan, and he's hacked from 5 feet shooting. So another foul for the Rams. They already have 11 here in the first half, so in the double bonus no matter what, and it'll be the first couple of shots for T.A. Sullivan.
Small lineup out there for the Rams, probably why Reinhardt was able to get that offensive rebound, try to get a putback. Now they go to the line for 2.
Well, the biggest man out there for them is Tyson Campbell as the shot misses for T.A. Sullivan, and now a little bit more size onto the floor now with Naquan Cousins, who stands in at 6'6". 6:19 remaining first half. It is 33-25. Sullivan bends the knees, fires, and rattles around, miss, tipped in the air and hauled in for David Tripp, who just skies the pass over to Jorge Concepcion into the right wing. Now he pops a transition jumper, misses, tipped out of bounds, and it will stay with Bluefield. Naquan Cousins, I think he thought that he might have pushed that ball out of bounds, but he'll take it. Pass inbounds coming up from Jeremiah Jenkins on the left end of the basket. 6:09, 33-25. Rams winning. Jorge Concepcion, left corner off the inbounds pass, zips left wing. Stan Nelms, cross-court lob, Cousins, overheads to Jeremiah Jenkins in the right corner. A feed down low to David Tripp, returns Jenkins, launches a long three, back iron miss. Rebound for Tyson Campbell. We're getting a little bit cold now with 5:55 remaining in the first half. Underhand pass to Tyson Campbell, who spins into the left corner. In the left elbow, feed up top to Scott Hunt, who's not afraid to shoot. On the right side, Marshall Dunn on the head fake. He walked right in front of the Bluefield bench. Can't do that.
Good defense there by the Rams. Pressure on the ball probably forced that.
Oh, 5:44 remaining first half. Rams still commanding here, 33-25, after they started out this game with an 11-0 run. Here's Jorge Concepcion, who already has 8 points. Passes towards the logo for Jeremiah Jenkins. 5.5 minutes remaining. Jenkins with a hard drive, scoots with a left hand, misses, but call that an assist as David Tripp picked it up out of the air and just tapped it right in off the glass to make it a 10-point lead for the Rams again. 35-25. Pass up top for Scott Hunt. Launches a three. No good, but he's fouled by Naquan Cousins.
Just a cardinal sin there. You can't commit that foul when he's behind the arc. Just a dumb foul there by the Rams.
And you can't do that, and it seemed like against West Virginia Tech and as well as even in the win against St. Andrews, the Rams did kind of lose their way just a tad bit, started playing not defensively sound basketball, and then would come in with not the best fouls as Hunt hits the first of 3 free throws. Well, Hunt, the sophomore from Punta Gorda, Florida. Foot on the line, Reinhardt coming out of Waleska, Georgia. Pretty long drive for these Eagles up here to Bluefield, Virginia. Hunt hits the second as well. Buzzer sounds, and we're seeing a new platoon again. Michael Mays back into the game. The freshman hasn't done much. Playing in a relatively local game for him. Went to Tennessee High School. On the Tennessee side, of course, of Bristol, Tennessee. The shot does not fall for Scott Hunt. He hits 2 of 3 to make it 35-27. 5:10 remaining first half. Jeremiah Jenkins calls out a new offense for Bluefield. Left wing, Taekwondo Reed with a hard dribble. He crosses far side to David Tripp. The paint, the right hand, and scores the and one. Senior from Atlanta.
Good move there. Chance to get an and one. Beautiful basketball.
37-27. Rams still up by 10. They'll return into the game. And the Rams really seems like even though that Reinhardt has been able to fight in this game, that they had the day off, and that has been absolutely assisting them in how well they've been able to play today.
Energy's been hot from the jump, Bailey.
And Nelms misses the free throw, still 37-27. 4:55 remaining first half. Operating in his zone once again. Here's Tobin back in. Dwight Sanderson, point guard, goes in and pops one from the free throw line. Front rim miss. Dunno pulls down the board. So Taekwon Reed gets it right back for Bluefield with 4:40 remaining in the first half. Here's Reed, hard bounce pass. Jorge Concepcion stepping in towards the basket to give Bluefield a 12-point lead. 39-27 the score. And Concepcion had the wherewithal to know that that gap was there, and he attacked it off the right block. Tobin pressured by Stan. Nelms bounces in, and now a feed to Melvin Irvin, blocked by Taekwon Reed, and fouled as he went back up. So an amazing block for Taekwon Reed as he smacks the ball off the rim, and still Irvin will have a couple of shots here from the free throw line.
Once again, they're using his big body to his advantage, getting position inside, goes up strong, gets fouled. Now he gets rewarded with 2 free throws.
Well, you talk about a guy that could be on the football team at 6'5", 240. Well, that's a defensive end. Of course, couldn't go without saying Hayden Chanley is the running backs coach here at Bluefield College, and said he had some recruits today, Hayden, right?
We had a couple on campus today, some good athletes, and hopefully it went well. Some beautiful scenery around here in Bluefield, and trying to build up the program a little bit.
Well, the Rams going 6-5 last year. Unfortunately, did not get that win against Reinhardt down in Waleska, Georgia. That was one of the tougher games, but you know, just a couple of years from being able to play a team like Reinhardt, a little bit more established.
I'll tell you, Coach Miller's really got it going on down there. This was his first year taking over, and to do what he done, you know, the foundation was laid, but to take those guys on deep into the postseason really says a lot about him and his staff.
Now back here on the hard court, Irvin hits the first one to make it 39-28, 4:16 remaining first half. Now Irvin bends the knees, shoots, and scores. So Irvin has been to the line quite a few times today. Now he is 6 of 8 from the charity stripe. Rams still up by 10 though, 4:10 remaining first half. Jemiah Jenkins with 8 points. Trying to get back into this one. Couple of threes for the young man from Morey High School. Another 7'5" native. Here's Jorge Concepcion, top of the key. Off a screen, shoots from the elbow, swish. From about 15 feet, 41-29. Rams back up by 12. Going back on defense, DeJuan Perry met up with Dwight Sanders. Enters the perimeter again, pump fake from the free throw line, swings out on the right side for Cardin. Cross-court lob for Tobin in the left wing, and David Tripp right there on defense. Pass goes beyond the midcourt line, and it was tipped. Bluefield wanted a backcourt violation, but no, Sanders picked it up, floats and passes it back out. 5 to shoot, launches a shot, Tobin misses. Irvin with a rebound, put back blocked by Gooch. Loose ball, Jenkins saves it, and now Bluefield gets it back. Jorge Concepcion gallivanting on the other end. Lob to David Tripp, off the backboard, yes. David Tripp makes it 43-29 with 3:10 remaining first half. And now Bluefield is starting to roll it up again. And you saw Jemiah Jenkins starting to elevate the crowd here. Dwight Sanders buries inside, and David Tripp pushes him back out. Going on the left baseline, pops a long shot and misses as David Tripp was a foul, or tallied the foul there for Bluefield with 2:54 remaining first half.
Once again, Bailey, not a smart foul there. Defender off balance, really bailed him out. Now he gets 2 free throws.
So Dwight Sanders goes to the line. Rams lead by 14, 2:54 remaining. Sanders already with 6 points. He's 4 of 6 from the line as well. As he shoots and misses, the ball swirls out and pops right in front of the rim. So the Bluefield College Rams up by 14, trying to make 2 wins in a row, entering a time period where they play 2 games in 3 days. Another shot and a score for Dwight Sanders. Makes it 43-30. Rams on top by 13 over Reinhardt, a team that they lost by 6 back in December 10th. New day today, though, here on February 2nd. Jemiah Jenkins starts to move out towards the top of the key. Jumps into a shot. Yes!
Money!
Jemiah Jenkins again, 46-30. Largest lead of the game for Bluefield. 2.5 minutes left to go first half. Sanders with a hip-high dribble starts to move out towards the free throw line. Underhanded pass to Irvin. Lost the ball, trying to wrestle for it. Now loose again. Mays pops from 5, misses the baseline jumper. David Tripp pushed on the rebound and draws the foul as he is able to wrestle that board in.
I know Tripp is listed at 6'4", Bailey, but he plays a lot bigger than that.
And they are playing tough basketball today. And Richard Morgan and his team really have just came out gunning from the start. Up by 16 now. Now, granted, they have a whole 2:20 left to play in the first half and an entire second half to play as well. But for Bluefield, you have to be impressed with how well they have been able to come out firing in this game. Jorge Concepcion pushes that offense back across midcourt. 2:15 left to go as Concepcion starts to wait, bounces right wing Jenkins. Ball over his head, another crossover dribble, zips top of the key, Jorge Concepcion. 2:05 remaining, Concepcion draws a foul from Michael Mays. And now he will go to the line with a 1-and-1, as that is the 7th foul for Reinhardt and the first one on Michael Mays.
Concepcion off to a great start in this game. I think it's easy to say he likes playing these Reinhardt Eagles, as he had 28 back on December 10th when these two matched up for the first time this year.
Already has 12 today, and he's shooting 5 of 6 from the field, and now make it a perfect 3 of 3 from, or rather 1 of 1 from the line, as he hits the first of a 1-and-1, 47-30. And Concepcion, after being brought in off the bench in that win streak, now back in the starting lineup and proving why. 48-30, he hits both. Buzzer sounds, and he is subbed out. Hard high five from Richard Morgan, welcoming back Concepcion to the bench. 2:03 remaining as Taekwon Reed is back in the game for Bluefield. Taking the ball across midcourt, Cody Carden swings top of the key, James Jackson. With 1:55 remaining, Rams lead by 18 over Reinhardt. Bounce top of the key, Melvin Irvin swings out left wing over to Jackson. A couple of pump fakes, feeds Tobin, launches a 3, swish from the right wing, and a stare down to David Tripp. Well, got to get back into the game to really do those. 48-33. Here's Jeremiah Jenkins. Gallivants the ball right across midcourt. Splits the defense. Open lane to the basket. Misses, but a rebound for David Tripp and fouled on the stick back. Well, Jenkins didn't have the angle that he liked, but he had a highway to the basket. And Jenkins was just pushed out of bounds and had to lay there for a second to really digest what happened to him. But David Tripp will have 2 shots.
Getting to watch Tripp play basketball, Bailey, he goes as hard as he can. He plays with everything he's got, and he's a force on the offense and defensive side of the ball, rebounding the ball and scoring the ball for the Rams.
Well, he hits the first free throw. David Tripp starting to warm up from the charity stripe again after kind of had a skid there. He's still a 65% free throw shooter, averaging 10.6 points per game, usually coming off of the bench. Today was only his 6th start. And after he hit that first free throw, it is 49-33. Sean Robinson back into the game as well, as Tripp rattles home the second free throw to make it 50-33. Rams leading by 17, and Tripp is relieved of his duties by, Stan Nelms. DeJuan Perry also taken out. So Sean Robinson and Taekwon Reed re-entering the game. 1.5 left to go in the first half. Here's James Jackson, shoots from the right elbow, bounces away. Rebound for Sean Robinson. Well, the 5'6" point guard going right across midcourt. Underhands Jorge Concepcion, right wing. Goes inside the perimeter, spins back out Taekwon Reed. Head fake, goes in the lane. Passes to Don Elguch, lost the ball on the putback. No foul called, and a block hauled in by Melvin Irvin on the board. 1 minute left to go. First half, and the Rams still lead by 17. Underhands over to Tobin, and he walked on the head fake. He wanted that pivot, but the officials say no, sir, and the Rams will get the ball back with 57.7 seconds left to go in the first half before halftime. Nelms with a feed out to Taekwon Reed in the backcourt. Rams have been guns a-blazing in this game as Taekwon Reed passes right wing. Bluefield shooting 52% from the field. Concepcion thought about a 3 instead. Bounces right block, Donnell Gooch. Swings out in the air, Stan Nelms. In the lane he goes, and skies towards the basket to finish with a 2-handed layup. 52-33, Rams lead by 19. 33 seconds remaining first half. Underhanded pass, now top up to Tobin. And Tobin pops from long range and swirls it through. Tobin makes it 52-36. 20 seconds remaining. Sean Robinson wasting no time, lost the ball at the right elbow, stolen by James Jackson, rolling back over to Cody Carden. And now it looks like Reinhardt will just slow it down for the last shot. 10 seconds remaining first half. Robinson steps up to James Jackson. Now into a double team, 4 seconds. In the left wing he goes, shoots at the buzzer, misses off the bank. Michael Mays picks it up and misses, but the shot wouldn't have counted anyway. What a half for Bluefield, 52-36 on top of Reinhardt here at the Dome.
Coach Hayden won the pasta. They know that. Last night they said, it's not pasta, it's ziti. And then Bella was like, yeah, when the pasta says ziti, don't worry about it. You just can't tell Bella. I mean, can't tell Gabby that. Like, you can't really see right here. No, not much. Is that okay? Is that okay? Yeah, you are that, but like you said, like, it's, like, yeah, with your feet. That's the only thing I would probably say is like more. Yeah, like be more, yeah, more like, often or say more often. But you don't know. I got good numbers. I got good like input. Yeah. But that's what I was doing when I was coming over here. I said, how is he gonna know when to speak? He was listening with me with my headphones. My headphones messed up, so I stopped listening. Wow, I'm glad you prepared all that stuff today. Oh, that's a cardinal sin right there. Oh, it is. You didn't need to prepare for that. Wasted all that time. You ain't even hear the good stuff. Yeah, there is no good stuff. You gotta speak to somebody to hear something. We'll get the recording of it. We'll go back to it and see how many words you actually spoke in the first half. Yeah, we will. I'm gonna go back and listen to it. What we eating tomorrow? What we eating tomorrow? What time do you want us to come over? I don't know. I mean, what time? What time does this pick up? 6:30? 6:30. I'm probably, yeah, like 4. I may go to the movies at like 1. What do you want movies? Huh? The movies? Yeah. That, 12 or whatever? Yeah, 12 films. Why don't you go to church, man? If they have church. If they have church. No, I'm saying. You got 2 opportunities to go. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to know you or not. They ain't canceling it. They canceled it last time. No, it did. I mean, on the TV, maybe not that TV. They be canceling churches. Yeah, churches is good. They might have canceled Bluefield. They ain't canceling both.
Here at halftime, Rams up 52-36. What a first half it was for Bluefield, shooting 51% from the field and 7 of 14 from beyond the arc. Leading the way for Bluefield, Jorge Concepcion with 14 points, and then Jeremiah Jenkins with 11 of his own. Rams really getting it done offensively in this one. Taekwon Reed with 8 points, and defensively, they are making Reinhardt pay in this game. They're only shooting 26.7% from the field and 33% from beyond the arc. Melvin Irvin, the big man, coming in at 6'5", has 11 points, 6 of them from the free throw line. He's the only Eagles player in double figures. So the Rams have led the entire game. Their largest lead is 19, and now they're up by 16, and they have led since that 11-0 run to start out the game. Reinhardt just kind of fell asleep when they entered the gym, and Bluefield took full advantage of it. They fought back at times, though, but Bluefield, wow, ton of scoring here, 52-36. Just about 3 minutes left to go before we start the second half here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Just about ready to start the second half here at the Dome. Rams lead 52-36. Bailey Engel and Hayden Chanley. Glad to have you with us here at the Dome. And Hayden, for Bluefield, that might have been their best half we've ever seen them play this year. And really, there hasn't really appeared to be any weaknesses for Bluefield in that first half. But what do the Rams have to do to keep this up going into the second half?
Shooting 50% from the three-point line is obviously a huge plus. I don't want to see us get complacent. I want to see us taking the ball to the basket, getting some easy buckets, and extending this lead even more.
Well, Jeremiah Jenkins back out onto the floor. Rams back with their starting lineup. Jenkins with 11 points and Jorge Concepcion with 14 points as he entered the game really lights out as well for Bluefield. Now the shot clock has not started. They're going to have to start that up again. Nobody noticed, though. Jenkins with a tip pass, stolen away, and you won't even have to worry about that. Dwight Sanders picks it up in the backcourt. Hard zip left wing. Over to Carden, cross-court lob. Michael Mays hauls it in the corner. Pump fake, pops from 17, front rim miss. Rebound David Tripp.
Freshman struggled so far this game, and that's key for Bluefield.
Jorge Concepcion zips it out left corner, and it's stolen by Cardin. Yeah, but like you said, for Michael Mays, he has not scored yet. Just coming 0 of 5 in this one. Tobin underhands over to the big man Cardin, 6'1" guard, a little bit bigger than Jeremiah Jenkins. Now the real big man, Melvin Irvin, he's been a force that Bluefield has had to deal with. Now he storms to the lane, scoots with a right hand, and swirls the ball around to get the opening score to make it 52-38 here in the second half.
Barreling his way down the lane, uses his strength, goes up, scores for 2.
That's going to be a big mismatch. He has a little bit more meat on him than Donnell Gooch in the low post. Now the Rams going left to right, chest pass left wing. Tyquan Reed, he has 8 points. Drives in the lane, swings out right corner. David Tripp, pump fake. Another lofted pass. Jeremiah Jenkins, pro length 3, front rim miss. And a one-armed rebound by Melvin Irvin. So it's still 52-38. A minute 20 has elapsed so far in the second half. Dwight Sanders, a drive on the right side, shoots from the elbow, back iron from that right elbow shot, and David Tripp able to haul in the rebound.
With 8 rebounds in the first half, Tripp on his way to a double-double here.
So David Tripp always getting it done in the low post for Bluefield. And now Jorge Concepcion just halting on the right wing. Bounces out left corner, and it's stolen by Cardin. Outlet Dwight Sanders, and Jeremiah Jenkins tugged him there. Thought he could sell that, but that is maybe a good foul, as it was going to be an obvious basket for Dwight Sanders as he slowed him down.
That's 3 turnovers now in less than 2 minutes here in the second half for Bluefield, Bailey.
A little bit of a different start than what we saw to start out the first half of this game. Jorge Concepcion already taken out. Dewan Perry back in. Meanwhile, that's the first foul of the half on either team and the first foul on Jeremiah Jenkins. It'll be an inbounds pass for Cody Cardin. Overheads it over to Irvin. Underhands left corner Cardin. Looking at the shot now. Steps down the baseline. Chest pass Michael Mays, and Reinhardt operating in those blue jerseys looking for an open shot. Mays storms towards the basket. Fires and misses, but fouled. So Mays now still looking for his first field goal of the game, but he will go to the line.
Gooch will pick up his 3rd foul there. Bailey looks like he's going to be coming out.
Well, Gooch makes it the second team foul in the half for Bluefield. 18:02 remaining in the game. Bluefield has not scored yet. By this time, they already had 11 points. So Michael Mays hits the first free throw and makes it 52-39, his first points. Gooch onto the bench. Gage, yes, back in. Here's Michael Mays. Shot, and he hits both foul shots from the charity stripe. Lead cut down to 12. Rams up top, 52-40. Well, Jeremiah Jenkins with 11 points. He scored 20 in the past couple of games for Bluefield. Now calls out a new offense.
Looks like a little zone here for Reinhardt.
Here's David Tripp at the free throw line. A pump fake, swings out left wing. Jeremiah Jenkins feed to Tyquan Reed. His triple, no good. David Tripp with the offensive board. Put back, rattles it.
The way he goes after the ball on the offensive glass, second to none.
54-40 as David Tripp's aggression helps for Bluefield, and that time it does again, prompting a walk from Dwight Sanders as he tried to Euro step in the lane. Ball popped out, and it's a turnover for that Reinhardt Eagles team.
Good defense there by the Rams. Let's see if Reinhardt sticks with the zone or goes back to the man-to-man.
So 54-40, Rams lead by 14, 17-24 left to go in the game. The Rams coming out a little bit slower than they did to start the game, but still with that commanding lead. David Tripp lost the ball. Heads-up play by Corey Tobin as Tripp had the ball over his head and Tobin smacked it loose. Irvin in the paint, tie up, and rather that will be called a foul. That's going to be on David Tripp.
Once again, similar as to the first half, Bluefield piling up the fouls early on in this half.
David Tripp with 2 fouls off the inbounds. Tobin misses a 3, tipped in the air by Irvin. Tobin got it back, hooks with a right hand, and fouled on his way there. That's going to be on Dewan Perry. 4th foul of the half for Bluefield, and his 2nd.
I'll tell you an interesting stabbing on Tobin, Bailey. He was 1 for 13 in his last 3 contests from beyond the arc. He hit 2 there in the first half. It's going to be key to see if he can continue that in the second half for the Reinhardt offense.
We saw Tobin in the first half as he hits the first free throw to make it 54-41. Kind of struggle with some of the pressure the fans were giving him in this game, kind of jarring back and forth with that student section that's assembled over in those bleachers on the side. It was 17:03. He shoots and misses. Almost airballed that as it nicked off the front end of the rim. 54-41. Rams have only scored 1 basket courtesy David Tripp in the second half. Hard zip to Ibafemi, who walked on the right wing right in front of Richard Morgan, and the frustrated coach in his 9th season at the helm of Bluefield College basketball takes a seat after the bench player came in and automatically forced a turnover. So 54-41, 16-50, second half. Sanders slowing it down for Reinhardt. Pass up top to Tyson Campbell, underhand Sanders. Angles in the lane from the left side. Euro step, scoops and scores with a perfect layup to cut it down to an 11-point lead.
Pretty move there, finished with the left hand in the lane. Solid move there by Sanders.
54-43, Rams are starting to fall asleep as Jenkins launches a tray and wakes up.
Cash money.
Yeah, 57-43. So now he has 14 points, ties the team lead in points now with Jorge Concepcion. Dwight Sanders jogs into the near corner, fires top of the key. Tobin fires a three, misses air ball style as the ball bounces into the baseline. And they're going to let him hear that.
You shoot enough threes, you're going to shoot your share of air balls, and he's not scared to jack it up.
16:05 remaining. And now checking back into the game, Cody Carnan. Tyquan Reed taking the ball across midcourt, walking into a zone defense. Here's Reed with the ball towards the logo. Chest pass left wing, Ebifemi. Arcs it back up top to Jeremiah Jenkins. Underhands Nelms, who's back into the game. The senior out of Atlanta, Georgia. Underhands with 12 seconds to shoot. Ebifemi feeds Jeremiah Jenkins. Lost the ball, swings it out to Reed. On the pass, he's rolling, and Reed walked for the travel. They wanted a foul there, and they don't get it. And a turnover again for Bluefield. Make that 2 travels called in the last minute with 15:40 remaining in the game.
Not a pretty possession there for the Rams, something Richard Morgan will not be happy about.
And Tyquan Reed automatically taken out of the game. 15:40 left to go, 57-43. Reinhardt with a little bit of promise here. Michael Mays, step back tray. Rattles around, another miss, and David Tripp just jumped in there to snatch that off the board. Here's Jenkins shuffling down the far sideline with a hip-high dribble. Pops a long three. Good.
You bet it.
60-43 now as the Rams are on top by 17. 2 triples synced by the freshman from Norfolk. 15-12 remaining in this game. Jumping into the right side, here's Sanders with a hard elbow and a step back off of Jorge Concepcion. Gets past the defense, overheaded pass to Carden, spins in the corner, feeds Mays, left wing, arcs a tray, and the basket finally falls for the freshman. Makes it 60-46 after the triple is synced by the Bristol native.
Finally got himself going there. Let's see if going forward he can continue to get in a rhythm and knock down some more shots for Reinhardt.
Well, Jenkins has been knocking him down for Bluefield. Chest pass Ebifemi right wing, and he walked again. Well, Ebifemi has now traveled 2 times in the exact same spot for Bluefield, and really the exact same play, trying off the head fake to get that defense away from him, and he is snatched out of the game for Naquan Cousins.
Richard Morgan hot off the bench there as soon as that turnover happened, getting him out of the game. Can't afford to turn the ball over this many times early on in the half.
14:41, hard pass down low to Irvin, banks it in off the foul from David Tripp. Irvin got a bullet from Cody Carden, and after that fastball pass, Melvin Irvin able to just pounce that ball right in through the 10.
I'll tell you, Irvin has been a force today inside the paint, really giving Bluefield some problems. And you attested to it earlier about his free throw shooting. He shoots 81%. That is fantastic for a big man.
And he gets fouled all the time, so he gets a decent amount of chances. That's the 3rd foul on David Tripp. The score is now 60-48. Now he tries to complete the and one. Shoots with a right hand and follows through. 60-49, the lead cut down to 11. Rams have led by as much as 20. Reinhardt has not led in this game. Well, after the buzzer malfunction, Sean Robinson checks into the game. Jeremiah Jenkins, David Tripp relieved of their duties for the first time in a half. 14:33 remaining in this one. Jorge Concepcion has it in the backcourt. Already has 14 points, looking for his first points of the second half. Hoping for help down the lane as Concepcion has the ball right on the far sideline. Drives inside on the right end, backs out, swings out, top of the key, Cousins. All over his head, storms in the lane, swings on the right side. Gooch pops from 15 and hits the baseline jumper. Makes it 62-49.
Not used to seeing him shoot from that far away from the paint, but he knocks it down.
Dwight Sanders on the other end, though. No defense at all as he goes straight down the open lane on the left side of the basket. Lead cut back down to 11. Here's Stan Nelms with a mid-range, missing on the left side, and a rebound for Tobin. Here comes Reinhardt, underhands to Tobin, almost thinking about a three. Bluefield was there on the defense. Around the horn to go, Michael Mays shoots for three and misses from the corner, bouncing into the hands of Stan Nelms. Going a hard pass to Donnell Gooch, swats it out, and Gooch was not ready for that almost NBA-style dish from Stan Nelms. Yes.
Beautiful pass there.
Yeah.
Gooch just didn't catch it.
No, Donnell Gooch just has to get a little bit better at knowing that the ball is coming to him on transition plays like that, and we have seen it happen in the past with the Rams where he just kind of bobbles it away. Here's Dwight Sanders, carries on the left side, misses the layup, no foul called as Sanders hits the deck. Concepcion going straight on the other end, bounces to Cousins, and he pounces it off the glass with one arm on the right end. Makes it 64-51.
Good dish there by Concepcion, getting the easy layup there for Cousins.
They're playing fast basketball here in Bluefield. 12:57 remaining in this game as Sanders bounces right wing Mays. Robinson on him like glue on the defense as Mays starts to back up right in front of the student section. Well, the freshman hoping for help now. He'll get it on a screen. Goes towards the top of the key, hard step, and he just elevates towards the rim with the left hand on the right side, going across the body to make it 64-53.
Silky move there for the southpaw from Bristol, Tennessee. Good finish there at the basket.
So Sean Robinson with a chest pass, Naquan Cousins. Just got that basket on the last possession. Gooch underhands Concepcion in the right way. 13 to shoot as the Chesapeake native loses the ball, picks it up. Irvin on the defense, and it's stolen away by Michael Mays, racing towards the basket, and he beats Sean Robinson on the layup on the left side. Michael Mays, a lot different in the second half, as now it is 64-55. Timeout called by Concepcion. Going to take a break here, and Bluefield really needs to catch their breath. Lead has been cut down to single digits, 64-55, with 12:09 remaining in the game. Back here in Bluefield, 64-55, under 13 minutes remaining in this game. It's been a different look for Reinhardt here in the second half, Hayden. And for Bluefield, they kind of look like they fell asleep a lot like Reinhardt did to start out the game.
Reinhardt has definitely come out shooting better this second half. They shot just 26% from the field there in the first half. Definitely a big improvement in the second half thus far.
Well, Michael May is a big part of it. He already has 5 points. Melvin Irvin, the big man, with 18 as Bluefield inbounds on the near corner. Jorge Concepcion now steps in the lane, bounce down low. It's kicked, no call. Marshall Dunn able to swat it over to the point guard James Jackson. So now a few new players in for Reinhardt. They're taking the ball right to left with 11:53 remaining, 64-55. Rams still leading, but up by 9. Here's Campbell. Steps back from long range and misses the long two. Stan Nelms corrals the rebound. Here comes Bluefield on a break. Nelms steps in the lane, Euro step, right arm, and he has the layup off the glass.
Good coast-to-coast move there by Nelms. Senior taking advantage of the fast break opportunity.
And he had no inclination of passing that ball. He knew he was going to go right to the rim. Here comes Reinhardt as Bluefield leads by 11 again. Campbell on the right wing starts to drive in, lost the ball in the lane, picked away by Concepcion. Almost tried to cherry pick it to Nelms, but the defense was there from Scott Hunt. Pass on the left side, Jorge Concepcion off a screen in the corner and draws a foul. That one's going to be on Marshall Dunn, so that will be the first foul for Reinhardt. Have to give that to Reinhardt, though. You saw in the first half the Rams tallied up a ton of fouls early on, kind of stepped off. That's the first foul for Reinhardt with 11:11 left to go in the game. Bluefield on the other end has 5. Here's Concepcion. Dunn going to the floor. Concepcion spins, and they call a walk.
A lot of contact there, Bailey.
And for Richard Morgan, he thought that was just a clean spin, and Concepcion, maybe it's a makeup call because you trucked him down. He had to call the turnover, but either way, Rams not happy. Pass inbounds in the backcourt for James Jackson. 11 minutes flat left to go in the game. Bluefield leading by 11 in this AAC matchup. Pass on the right side, Marshall Dunn. The ball over his head. He has not gotten done anything offensively today. Sean Robinson steps up on the defense for Jackson III. 13 seconds left, a crossover dribble for Jackson. Now angling out of a screen, top of the key, swings over to Tyson Campbell, steps into a long two, misses. Rebound Marshall Dunn, and he was out of bounds when he did it. So his feet were on the line when he clapped down the rebound, and Bluefield gets the ball back. 10:39 on the clock. Jeremiah Jenkins back into the game, and now you see this second half look that normally happens late in the game for Bluefield. They'll bring in Sean Robinson as well as Jeremiah Jenkins, but doing it with just about half of the second half left.
Both of his point guards on the floor trying to take care of the ball.
Well, they can't do it there. Loose ball in the backcourt picked up, and now Scott Hunt has it. Cross-court lob, and now a new player in for the first time, Nick Stady, or rather the second time. He only played about a minute in the first half. Here's Marshall Dunn angling out of the defense from Jeremiah Jenkins, and now an offensive foul called as Marshall Dunn threw that bow, pushing back Jeremiah Jenkins. And actually, yes, it will go back to Bluefield.
Maybe a little bit of, not used to the pressure here for Reinhardt as they have all reserves in the game at the moment.
That's the first foul for Marshall Dunn. Bluefield trying to get it out of this full court press. Jenkins does as he goes straight down the lane. Bounce to Nelm, stolen away, still loose, and finally corralled by Jackson. Going down the far sideline, slowing it down now. Angles it back to Tyson Campbell. Arcs a tray, misses left wing. In the air goes Stan Nelms, and he saves it. A dish over to Sean Robinson. Layup falls. And Bluefield moving fast, and that's a big part of the reason why they are up now by 13 in this game. The speed has been Bluefield, and Reinhardt has not been able to match that.
Great job of taking advantage of Reinhardt being lazy, not getting back on defense, getting an easy bucket.
Scott Hunt with a bounce down low. Stady with a pump fake and block, but a foul called on Stan Nelms. As Stady saw that Nelms was about to really pounce on his back, had the pump fake, then went back up. He was hacked in the process. So that'll be 2 shots for the freshman from Georgia.
He got Nelms up in the air, got into the body, tried to score it. Nelms with the foul. Now he'll go to the line. Chance to knock in 2 free throws.
That's the third foul on Stan Nelms. And the first shot rattles away from Stady. Buzzer sounds, and David Tripp as well as Gage Yespek will check in. Nelms taken off, joined by Donnell Gooch. Yespek, a guy that's got 2 points in this game. He's only shot twice, and he has 2 rebounds as well. Meanwhile, for David Tripp, has 8 points and 13 rebounds. Second shot falls, and now it is 68-56.
Starters back in for Reinhardt.
So Irvin back in, Michael Mays, as well as the primary point guard, Dwight Sanders. Sean Robinson taking the ball right into the corner, underhands Yespek, zip down low to Naquan Cousins, feed to Tripp in the left block, saves it with one arm and chucks it right up in the air in the left wing for Jeremiah Jenkins. Speed wasn't there like they liked, and now with 9:20, Jeremiah Jenkins drives in the left wing. Lob cross court, Sean Robinson, 10 to shoot, goes in the lane, feeds Tripp, off the glass and in on the right block. Perfect offensive possession for Bluefield, showed the patience, and now they're back up by 14.
As we mentioned earlier, there's Tripp with the double-double. Huge for Bluefield.
Now 10 points and 13 rebounds. 70-56, 9 minutes to go as Melvin Irvin powers towards the basket and scores on the and one. 70-58 now. And if Reinhardt doesn't end up coming back in this game, if you're Jason Gillespie, you have to give it to your big man, Melvin Irvin.
The 6'5 senior from Jacksonville, Florida, has played his heart out here tonight, just having his way with any defender that Bluefield has tried to put on him.
Now he goes to the line again. Irvin, this will be his 10th free throw of the game. And now he is 7 of 10. So 70%, not too bad, but a rebound for David Tripp again. On the other end, Jenkins steps into a triple. Yes!
You bet.
20 points for Jeremiah Jenkins with 8:48 remaining. Still getting it done from long range.
Jenkins continuing his hot shooting as he's hit 23s in his last 5 contests coming into today.
That is flat out amazing. As Irvin underhands Dwight Sanders in the right wing. Goes through the double team, pops from the elbow. No foul called on the contact as the shot hit off the front end of the rim. Sean Robinson, underhanded pass, tips it back to himself. Now he can't dribble, and now he'll swing out to the left wing as Jeremiah Jenkins backs out. 8:20 left to go in the game. Yes, Beck providing the screen. Now a feed over to Sean Robinson, right wing. Passes right corner, Cousins. Zip out left wing over to Jeremiah Jenkins. The hot hand. Shoots the three and misses as the freshman pulls down the rebound. Michael Mays for Reinhardt, and he's fouled in the backcourt. And you see the dap up right there with David Tripp and Jeremiah Jenkins. They know that the right move now, rather than David Tripp shoot the three for the first time in this game, he can get it done, but you have to give it to Jenkins, who's feeling it.
Veteran move there by Tripp, giving the ball to the hot hand, even though when Tripp shoots them, he shoots them at 46% from three. He doesn't take as many, but there, wanting to get the ball to the hot hand, unfortunately, he just wasn't able to make it.
Well, the first shot falls for Michael Mays, 73-59 the score. And he hits both. 73-60, Rams lead by 13, 8:05 left to go in the game. Pressured in the backcourt by Dwight Sanders. Jenkins spinning around towards the logo and one arms it back over to Cousins. Returns it back to his point guard near the left wing. Off a screen from Beck, starts to shuffle back. Jenkins, one arm past David Tripp. Pump fake now in the left lane. Swings out to Cousins. Arcs a tray. Swish for the North Carolina native.
Count it.
76-60 now. As Bluefield is in command once again. 76-59 is the score. On the left wing, Mays lets it go and hits. So Mays was a little dormant in the first half, now coming into his own here.
Quick trigger there by the southpaw once again from Tennessee High School. He is not a scared to shoot the rock.
Not at all. A pass to the left wing, Gage Beck dart down low. Nyquan Cousins bumps in the lane and has the hook shot fall, staring down on Cody Carden.
Very strong move there by the 6'6 sophomore from Raleigh, North Carolina, taking the contact through to the defender, finishing at the rim.
So now for him, make that 8 points for Nyquan Cousins. Top of the key, Tobin feeds to Carden, has to take the open three and misses. Didn't think he was going to be that open as David Tripp pulls down yet another board. Has a double-double now, David Tripp, with a ton of boards in this one. Make that 15, going with 10 points. Jeremiah Jenkins eyeing the rim towards the top of the key, bumping into Michael Mays. After the two freshman superstars hit the floor, it'll be a foul on the Reinhardt variety. 78-62 the score.
Just late sliding over there by the freshman, picks up the foul. Be the fourth in the half for Reinhardt.
Yeah, just their fourth. Bluefield has 8, so Reinhardt already in the bonus. Meanwhile, that's the second foul on Jenkins, and they're going to bring out that mop and make sure that, well, the court is not slippery. We've seen some guys today drag that pivot foot, and they've tried to blame it on the court.
You see Morgan here, Richard Morgan, trying to decide what five he exactly wants to go with. He's built the lead up now to 16. Want to make sure you keep that lead in double digits and not give Reinhardt any hope coming down the stretch.
Well, the Rams have done a great job of really squashing any hope Reinhardt has had in the entire game. We have an inbounds pass for Nyquan Cousins right in front of his bench. Lobs in to Stan Nelms in the right corner. 6:38 remaining in the game. Bluefield up by 16, 78-62. Chest pass right corner, Nyquan Cousins. Couple of pump fakes for the junior. Lobs it back up top of the key to the freshman, Jeremiah Jenkins. 8 to shoot, long range three. Front rim miss. Cousins on the rebound, puts it on the deck, off the glass and in. Put back falls, and now Nyquan Cousins is in double figures, 80-62. Rams lead by 18 now.
Big boy rebound right there, Bailey.
Pass in the corner, Carden off a screen, veers inside the paint, swings out to Tobin. Arcs a three, and Tobin back into it as he swishes the triple, 80-65, with a flat 6 minutes left to go in this game.
Tobin had struggled coming into today's game in the past couple, but if he gets it going, watch out, he can really fill it up.
Now he has 10 points, so 4 players in double figures for Reinhardt. Reed lobs in the right block, Nyquan Cousins spins towards the basket, shoots with the right hand, and tips the ball in. 82-65. Cousins on a bit of a roll now as a foul is called on the other end on Stan Nelms as Dwight Sanders started to bump across the midcourt line. 82-65, 5:38 remaining in the game.
Back down, on the previous possession, Cousins taking advantage of the 5'9 Sanders that was on him, just takes the contact, finishes at the rim through the contact.
That's the 4th foul on Stan Nelms. David Tripp back into the game. or Taekwon Reed, I should say. Here's Dwight Sanders, eyes for the first shot of a 1-and-1. Back iron miss. Rebound Irvin, though. Bounces out to Sanders on the left elbow. Underhands Tobin. Hard head fake. Storms in the lane. Irvin now on the right block. Powers for another shot attempt. He missed, but he's fouled by David Tripp.
I know we've said it a couple times today, but he's got such a wide frame. It's hard for anybody to really contest any shot that he puts up inside the paint. There again, now he's going to the line for 2 shots.
For the 11th time, this will be his 11th free throw. 4 fouls, by the way, on David Tripp. Now in the double bonus goes Reinhardt. 82-65, 5.5 minutes remaining. Here's the shot, and nothing but net from Irvin to make it 82-66. Rams started out this game on an 11-0 run, and since then it's been tough for anything going for Reinhardt. In the second half, though, they fought back just a little bit, but still for the Rams, when any time Reinhardt throws a punch, Rams come back with a haymaker. Here's the shot for Irvin, rattles it home. And now it is 82-67. Rams lead by 15 against the team they lost to by 6 back on December 10th. Looking for revenge here in maybe one of the best fashions. Looking good today. Jorge Concepcion. Overhead pass to Naquan Cousins in the baseline. Spins towards the basket, back on the left block, and rattles it home with the foul.
Virtually unguardable here in the past 3 minutes. Cousins really taking advantage there. Bigger defender on him, maybe not as quick as Cousins. Takes advantage, spin in the lane, finishes the and one, goes to the line to complete the old-fashioned three-point play.
Check this. He is 6 of 6 from the field in this game. He has not missed with 3 rebounds, now 14 points. And, well, missed the free throw, though, but still, for Naquan Cousins, nearly a perfect day. 84-67, 5:05 remaining in the game. Dwight Sanders underhands over to Carden, cross-court lob, Mays, and now in the near corner, over for Tobin. Almost lost the ball, a bounce on the left elbow. Bluefield in the zone defense as Sanders backs out with 13 to shoot. Well, the point guard enters the painted area, lost the ball. Jenkins outlets to Cousins. Open lane, one arm, posterizing dunk, Bluefield.
Send it in, Jerome!
On a roll here, 86-67. They're having fun today as Tobin tries to silence them, and maybe does for the time being as he hits the triple from the right wing. 86-70, timeout called by Jason Gillespie, and Bluefield in full command here, up by 16 with 4.5 minutes remaining. (86-70). Rams on top of Reinhardt with 4.5 minutes left to go in this game. Naquan Cousins has brought the house down with a dunk, but on the other end, Corey Tobin hitting a 3 to put Reinhardt back within 16. 4:36 to be exact on the clock. Richard Morgan wasn't excited about that open 3. Naquan Cousins had that long stare down, and he was pretty excited about that dunk and didn't get back on defense. Bluefield still in command, though, as Taekwon Reed sprints across the timeline. Cross-court lob, Concepcion loses the ball, tries to keep it in bounds, and Richard Morgan is about to pop the ball on top of his head. That is some frustration from the coach.
Just looking around like at some veteran guys. You know, it just doesn't understand the play there. Just trying to take care of the ball with only 4.5 minutes remaining. Turnovers costly.
Well, I think he was a little upset with how Jorge Concepcion, that speed that he has, kind of let the ball go. As Tobin arcs another triple and misses from the top of the key. Gage Jesbeck, the veteran, coming up with 2 hands for the rebound. Here's Concepcion, alley-oop, yes!
Dunk City.
88-70, second time we've seen that this year, with 4:05 remaining. Here's Sanders. Long shot from the elbow, misses back iron. Slammed into the ground by Michael Mays, and Bluefield will get it before Cousins could clap that rebound in. Stan Nelms checking back into the game, and as well as Scott Hunt will come in for Reinhardt.
One of the big disappointments today for Reinhardt has been their veteran guard Sanders. Struggled a little bit, and that's really, I think, been the difference in the game as he paces them for 18 points a game for the year.
Well, really the big difference coming out, Bluefield has nearly shot 60% from the field, while Reinhardt has only shot 36. And the Rams are also 50% from three. Maybe their best game of the year, as they are up 88-70 with 3:50 left to go. Bounce on the right block, David Tripp. He has a double-double in this one. Spins towards the basket, scoops with a right hand, kicks off the glass, make it 90-70 now.
Sweet move there from the junior. Spin move in the lane, finishes at the rim. Very nice.
Dwight Sanders into the lane. He goes, overheads over to Carden in the right wing. Jeremiah Jenkins on the defense. Bluefield still hiding up in the zone as Sanders bumps around and draws a foul in the lane.
Good move there by the senior, taking advantage of the slower defender. Goes to the line for 2 shots.
Well, thanks for everybody watching in here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Just a couple of notes. Women's basketball tomorrow as of yet with Apprentice School at 2 o'clock. And then on Monday, both teams traveling on the road to Johnson City against Milligan. I will be there on the audio-only call. And then right after that, another big road trip for Bluefield against Union, taking on the #1 team in the conference. Meanwhile, Sanders hits that first shot to make it 90-71. 3:26 remaining.
You spoke to Bluefield's great shooting today, shooting 60% from the field. That is night and day difference from back on the December 10th meeting when they shot just 40% from the field. Probably in large part is why they lost that game by 6 points.
And you look at the guys who have scored so many points in this one. Naquan Cousins doesn't really light it up on the scoring end as much as David Tripp hauls in the rebound. And Jeremiah Jenkins with another 20-point game. Probably the freshman of the year as Taekwon Reed sprints towards the basket and is fouled.
Southpaw gets into the lane there, draws the contact. Pretty move there by the junior.
Well, Taekwon Reed with another couple of shots. He's nearly in double figures. He has 8 points. Jeremiah Jenkins with 20. And then Naquan Cousins has 18. 8 of 8 from the field. That is astounding. He's 1 of 3 from the free throw line, interestingly enough, as Taekwon Reed misses the shot as well from the foul line. David Tripp has 12 with 15 rebounds. And Jorge Concepcion with 14 points. All of those seem to be in the first half.
Cousins going 8 for 8 from the field. That'll make Richard Morgan a very happy coach.
If you also look at Jeremiah Jenkins, Naquan Cousins 8 of 8, that's pretty amazing. And then you look at Jeremiah Jenkins as well, Hayden. He has 7 dimes to go with those 20 points, so he's nearly in a double-double as well.
Played very well today, really got his teammates involved, and it's just been an overall great game for the freshman.
91-71 after the free throw was made by Taekwon Reed. Hunt blocked at the rim, but a foul called by DeJuan Perry. So with 3:04, that'll halt the clock again. Rams lead by 20.
Looked like a lot of ball. Referee must have seen some contact down low. Now he'll go to the line for 2 shots.
So here's Hunt for Reinhardt. After losing against Bryan, now likely to get the loss here today against the team they beat by 6. And Bluefield has been able to shoot lights out. I mean, you let a guy like Naquan Cousins go perfect from the field, a loss by 20 will likely happen as Hunt hits the first free throw.
You bet. And Reinhardt has struggled away from home this year, just 2-8 on the season. Looks like they may fall to 2-9.
And now Hunt arcs the second shot and swishes to make it 91-73. Michael Mays back into the game. Carden taken off. Bluefield still with a pretty decent lineup here with Jenkins, Stan Nelms, DeJuan Perry, Reed, and Gage Jespek. As Reed takes the inbounds pass, 3 minutes left to go, 91-73, Rams dominating. And some fans start to head towards the exits. One-arm pass towards the logo for Taekwon Reed. Reed with 9 points, angles in the lane, hard jump stop, and floats for the score.
Nice move there by the left-hander, actually using the right hand and finishing with the right hand at the rim.
93-73 now the score, tipped away and stolen by Gage Jespek. Outlets over to Taekwon Reed, lost the ball, picked it back up. In trouble in the lane, backwards pass to Jespek, pops from 5 and hits the baseline jumper.
Big man comes up with the steal, gets rewarded on the other end finishes for 2.
Gotta like that assist, though, from Taekwon Reed. He just took it from behind his head and gave it over to Gage Jesbeck. Now here's Scott Hunt, launches a 3. Back iron, missed on the front part, and then it came right through. So he got lucky there. And now Reinhardt back within 20, 95-76, down by 19.
Friendly rim there. Counts for 3.
That.
What a shot.
2:03 remaining in the game. Jeremiah Jenkins with 20 points of his own. In the lane he goes, swings out right. Gage Jesbeck with a fake, and now storms in the lane. He is fouled as he will go to the line for 2.
Big man putting it on the floor, getting to the basket. Couldn't quite finish, but he gets fouled. The Richmond, Virginia native will go to the line for 2 shots.
Well, for Corey Tobin, that is his 4th foul and a team 7th. Certainly fouls been aplenty, but not really a big part of this game as Jesbeck doesn't get the friendly roll that time. Ball pops out after hitting the back end. Here's Damon Childress into the game for the first time. He has been a starter in the past week for Bluefield, then kind of cooled off. He'll relieve Jeremiah Jenkins, and Kevin Schmidt will get in for the Rams. Second shot for Jesbeck, nothing but net. So 96-76, a minute 56 remaining.
Richard Morgan emptying his bench little by little here, getting some of the younger guys some playing time here late in this ballgame.
Well, the Rams looking for a clean sweep of Reinhardt today in women's and men's basketball as the women's team was able to rally back from a 10-point second half deficit. Minute 45 remaining. Dwight Sanders jogging over in the right wing for Reinhardt. Those blue jerseys, Reinhardt will have to go back to the drawing board after this loss. Goes in the lane, floats from 5, and almost hit the roof of the dome and missed. Taekwon Reed splits out of the double team, feeds to Perry across the timeline. One arm pass, Stan Nelms steps in towards the basket and scores again, 98-76.
Nice transition bucket there by the Bluefield Rams. Puts them 2 away from the century mark.
Yeah, Michael Mays floats with one arm, misses, but Melvin Irvin there to gobble it up again for the putback. Rams lead by 20, 98-78 with a minute 8 remaining to try to see if maybe Damon Childress can get a shot here. Ibafemi coming in as well off of the next loose ball. Childress always struggling with the ball handling. He's pickpocketed by Sanders. Euro step, swatted away by Taekwon Reed. Just put a palm in towards the ball. Reed down the lane and fouled by Melvin Irvin. So that'll be the 8th foul on Reinhardt with 52.7 seconds left. And Taekwon Reed will have a 1-and-1 to try to get Bluefield to 100 points.
Going forward, you got to believe Richard Morgan will be very pleased with the way his team played today. However, the one thing he will probably preach in practice tomorrow going forward is turnovers. They turned the ball over more here in the second half. It hasn't cost them in the end, but that's one thing he will surely address tomorrow during practice before going into next week's AAC play.
Yeah, for the turnovers for the Rams, that is their 20th of the game. And that is pretty incredible that you're losing the turnover game by 9 and still winning by 20. That is, well, that's what 62% from the field will get you. Reed's front end of a 1-and-1 sinks, and it's 99-78. Also for the Rams, they are just a point away from hitting the century mark for the 3rd time this season. Did that against Tennessee Wesleyan in an overtime win, and also beat the Apprentice School back in November. Second shot for Reed, and there it is, 100 points.
Anytime you shoot the ball as well as Bluefield has today, you can overcome those turnovers. However, they may not be as fortunate in the future. Really will want to cut down on those in the next weeks.
Well, they shoot lights out against Milligan and Union. Could be a couple of big road wins for the Rams, as now a foul is called going towards the basket on Tyleek Sibley-Simon. Freshman from Sumter, South Carolina, into the game for the first time, and he will have 2 shots. And Hayden, I think we got to have you on here for more, man, because it seems like as soon as you put your headset on, Bluefield shot their best game of the year.
I'll tell you, Bailey, it's been an honor to be with you here today calling the game. What a great game by Bluefield. They've played hard, and we spoke to it earlier. Their energy from the jump. You know, we said we wasn't sure if it was the student section, the snow, missing 2 days of school this week. It's been electric in the dome today.
100-80 now the score as Sibley-Simon hits both shots. One-armed Hail Mary to Taekwon Reed, bounces to himself, and the exclamation point. 102-80 with a 2-handed dunk.
And his head nearly hit the rim, Bailey.
3 missed on the other end, tipped into the hands of Ibafemi, and the Rams are just having fun now. Shot clock still on. There's about a half-second differential between game clock and shot clock. And Reinhardt has been absolutely silenced here. Taekwon Reed bounced the ball, went up for it, alley-ooped himself. And the whole bench just nearly jumped off of the roof.
Speaking of that, Bailey, that's one thing I've noticed about this team the more I watch them. They're all in as a team.
Right.
They don't care who gets the credit. They don't care who scores the points. They care about winning ball games, and that right there is a great testament to that. And they've really put it all together today, and arguably their best performance of the season.
Absolutely. Well, the second shot for Perry falls as he hits both of them 1-1. 104-80 with 22 seconds. And Bluefield looking to walk away with a humongous victory against Reinhardt here. Shot on the right side for Stady. He misses the three. Tipped in the hands of Sibley Simon. Steps towards the basket. Bumps into Kevin Schmidt. And a foul is called with 11.3 seconds.
Tell you, Schmidt, the 6'7" redshirt freshman from Fayetteville, North Carolina, a big body. You know, here in the coming years, I look for him to develop into a solid big man for the Rams, and just picks up the foul there. And Reinhardt will go to the line for two quick ones.
And I got to say, Kevin Schmidt's family is here, and hopefully maybe they can watch this on a replay, but their family, some of the nicer people I've ever met, especially his dad, giving me good little talking to before the game, and got to just talk out basketball and how much he appreciates our broadcast here. Means a lot as the free throws fall for Reinhardt. 104-82. Pass on the right wing to Juan Perry, and Bluefield will hold it here. As the buzzer sounds, Rams win by 22, 104-82, as they now improve to 14-8 and 10-5 in the AAC, while Reinhardt falls to 13-12 and a flat 8-8 in the AAC. So if you're Bluefield, Hayden, that's a big win that you can just digest moving further on in the season, because you're in the last month of the year, or the basketball season, I should say, and you just have the exclamation point here at home.
Going forward, they have to be excited about what's to come. Union on the schedule this week, Milligan on the schedule this week, Union the number one team in the conference. What an opportunity for these Bluefield Rams. Win a couple in a row, you never know what can happen. They may find themselves on top of the AAC in the end.
Well, they got a couple of big games coming up. Monday against Milligan, and then Wednesday against Union. 2 big road trips that we're going to take here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Audio-only broadcasts that we'd like you to tune in for. Even though they do have a video broadcast, just turn us on so you get the kind of biased audio feed coming out of my mouth. But for Hayden Chanley, my name is Bailey Angle, reminding you the final score. Rams win 104-82. And until Monday, take it easy, Rams fans.